Hello traders and welcome to the Week Outlook and Setups volume 78. It's Iliya here, and as always I'm super glad to have you on my YouTube channel, and I really hope you had a fantastic week because we had some pretty nice moves. This week it was NFP and the market was pretty volatile, and actually if you have been following my most recent Outlook and Setups, you will see that I called some higher time frame levels that got hit to precision this week, and I was pretty happy about it, and I really hope you're following closely so that you have those levels on your charts and you are actually benefiting from them. So as you know, in this video we're going to have a look at the market, how it developed this week, what opportunities did we have, what trades did I take in my community. Although I am currently focusing on just 4 pairs, it's something that I really want to hone in for December. It's a little goal for myself because December is usually not a nice tradable month. Just the first 2 weeks are good, and I really don't want to risk too much of my capital, so I am actually trading with lower risk but focusing on some pretty nice stuff that are soon going to be rolled out to my community. So as always, this channel is all about trading. I share this week Outlook and Setups every Saturday. I share educational content and psychological content is going to come, but as I told you, currently I'm focused mostly on my community. My time is currently there, but I promise I will come with more videos for this channel as well. So make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell in order not to miss when those videos are upcoming. And if you already did, let's see what do we have for this week. Alright, as always, starting from our best friend the DXY, to have a look at the dollar and how it developed this week, because it gives us a pretty nice outlook about the other pairs, because you know the DXY is consisted of all the major pairs and 50% of the euro. This is why we have a perfect opposite correlation between the DXY and euro USD. So as you can see, a pretty bearish week. Again, it's the third week in a row that the market is flushing down, and if I just zoom out a little bit, this is the level that I have been calling for a few weeks, which was namely around 500, 9500. It got tapped to the pip this week, and the market actually rebounded a little bit on Friday. So as you can see on the daily time frame, we opened with a little bit of an indecision. The market struggled to break below this low. Have a look at the crosshair and how it translates on the right. Like the market wicked through that area, then we had a little bit of a gap, and then we just flushed through it. Then this day provided us with a pullback, actually a perfect retest of this wick. Have a look at that wick. It was a break in the retest, creating a lower high formation, and then we flushed to the downside. And you're gonna have a look on the 4-hourly time frame, which actually explain this better. Have a look. This is your lower low, lower high formation, beautiful break, beautiful pullback for a new lower high, which was actually a retest. If I just put that level right like this, which was a retest of this area, perfect EMA tap. All the confluences were there to sell the dollar, and it actually flushed strongly to the downside. It came super close to that level, and I was actually like, nah, this level is gonna tap. Then we consolidated, NFP came out, we tapped the level, and a strong reversal was present right here. So right now on the dollar, we really have to figure out, because I think this market should pull back a little bit. Like, have a look at that flush. Like, it's been flushing for quite some time without providing us with a clear pullback. And by clear pullback, I mean something like this. For example, a few days of a pullback, push, you can see how the market is pulling back and then creating another move up. This market has just been flushing down. Like, you can see that the candles are very small, like the average daily range is too small, but then we had that flush to the downside. So right now it's key time to wait for a reversal, but still the market can flush into those weekly ranges because there are a lot of levels to be retested right there. But I will be closely monitoring this level right here, this lower high that got created. We had that spike below the previous daily low right here. The market reversed right now and it's breaking, but it's just tapping the 4-hourly EMA. So I will be pretty mindful. So guys, don't rush to buy this market, because we can potentially even enter into a consolidation phase. Let me just grab my tool. Where are you? Brush. Yep. So we can potentially turn right here to consolidate a little bit, and then we might start breaking and retesting. But if this market breaks above, stays above, then comes back again to retest for a higher low formation, then potentially I'm gonna take it to the upside, maximum into that level, and then potentially we might start going with the overall sell bias. But so the DXY, shorter term, I will be looking for a little bit of a pop to the upside, but this market can just still continue to flush down again. So waiting for Monday to show me what it wants to do, then Tuesday to see some more price action around London session, and then I'm gonna update you on Tuesday as well. Keep it simple. We have a double bottom, fake below, and right now we might be in a reversal stage. Euro USD weekly time frame, as you can see, again exactly the opposite of the DXY. 3 extremely bullish weeks to the upside. And if I just zoom out a little bit, if you remember, I have been calling this level right here this week, not this one, this. And as you can see, it got tapped to the pip. This is 21,500, got tapped and the market retrieved. So I still feel that the market has a little bit space to push to the upside. Like around to fulfill those indecision candles where the move started. So we still have a little bit more space to the upside, probably around like 22,500. So we might have 100 pips still to the upside, which makes me think that the DXY will potentially continue to the downside. But just have a look at this price action, like a strong move to the upside. So this market has to pull back. Therefore, I'm expecting a pullback on the DXY to the upside and a pullback on Euro USD to the downside. Potential level for a pullback will be this one, where the move originated, and this is actually 150 pips to work with to potentially be taking shorts. Dropping to the 4-hourly time frame, we had longs from right here this week, and then we could have potentially had longs right here, but the price action wasn't that clear. Like it was more of a manipulation trade, while right here it was 2.0 strategy, one of the strategies that I teach. And if I go to the 15-minute time frame, you're gonna see how the market consolidated right here, spiking to the highs. There was a short that we took from here, then spiked into the lows, and then actually went into the direction. So there was a short taken right here, but I'm not gonna drop to the lower time frames to show you guys right here. And then actually on Friday, I took a very quick scalp, but very low risk because I didn't trust it much. I was looking at that level right here. The market consolidated, showed me that it wants to go up around Frankfurt open. Then the market opened, as you can see, exactly London time. We spiked into those lows and the market just continued to the upside. And I was actually targeting the highs to get taken out. And this is when actually the market hit that's a little bit of a higher time frame level on the left. So this is how EU developed. And if I just show you, where is that line? Yeah, right here. The market beautifully created a downtrend. EMA was respected to the downside, but once we broke structure to the upside, beautiful retest right here into the EMA and into structure, and we took our long from right here. Stop loss was a little bit tricky because like it should have been placed right here, but we used another approach for this one. I'm gonna share you a little tip for that. You can just plot your fib and place your stop loss like as low as possible, preferably below the 78.6. which nailed a pretty nice 2.5 R&R, not that much, but if you potentially have the balls to hold the trade into the highs, you can see that this trade could have been turned out into a pretty nice 6.7 R&R. So as I told you, I'm working on a lot of things December to really master, to really increase the R&R, and beautiful things are coming for me and for my community, so make sure to stay tuned. So right now, yeah, I want to delete everything, and as you can see, the level that I'm calling right now for the downside is this one. I really think the market has space to come down, and as you can see on the 4-hourly time frame, we just broke above that high, took out the stop losses, and we have first signs of the market starting to reverse. If you take the overall structure right here, this is a higher low formation where I took my scalp to the upside. The market is breaking it right now. First signs. So be careful for levels like this where the moves are originating. For example, this one, 2700 or 2800, you can round it up. This can be first take profit, and then if this level gets broken, so you can have a situation like this: push, pull back, push. There will be support right here, but if you break, retest, then we can possibly go to the downside. So again, on the hourly time frame, you can see double tap, break of the structure. So any pullback to the upside can start providing us with short opportunities. So on Euro USD, I really don't want to be calling shorts that early, but I just think the daily time frame should pull back, so I will be looking for shorts if the market actually continues to break structure to the downside. So again, guys, don't rush. Let's wait to see some clear bearish structure. This is just our first sign for a reversal, and if the market creates a lower high, fails to continue higher, then I'm gonna keep shorting. First target 2800 and second target 1.20. Euro JPY weekly time frame. Let's see, what do we have right here. Again, 2 weeks of extremely bullish price action. The market is reaching for a level right now, and I think that we might even reach for the highs right here. So we just have 80 pips to tap 127 to take out the stop losses and then reverse. So probably this market might open a little bit bullish to take out those highs right here, and then we can potentially reverse. But as you can see, the weekly time frame is perfectly bullish, and if I drop to the daily time frame, we still have a lot of range to fill to the downside. So as you can see, this huge bullish candle should be filled, because when you have this sort of imbalance, then the market should come down to fill that gap. This means that I'm gonna point out this level right here, 125, and then this level, if this level gets broken, we can come all the way down to 123,500, which I don't expect too much because this will be actually a trend reversal, but definitely curious to see what's in store for Euro JPY. Not a pair that I traded this week. We actually have only one short from the community, which was taken from right here. Like, the market was really high and it should reverse. You can see huge move up and the market isn't really tapping the 38.2. So we really thought that this market is going to reverse, but still EMA, magic EMA guys, got tapped and the market provided us with a higher low, which was unfortunately during Asian session. And the trade that was taken was actually from right here, when the market provided a push with a break of structure. There was a short opportunity into the lows. The take profit was fulfilled to perfection. As you can see, 27 came very close to the 62, but it didn't tap. But then the market, once you start seeing the signs that the market is starting to fail to break below, you go to the 15-minute time frame. Here is your entry right here. But again, if you have a look at the time, this was like 4 o'clock and I'm sleeping by the time. This is Asian session, so I couldn't take that trade, but it provided a beautiful move into the upside and actually taking out those highs to perfection and then reversing to the downside. So right now with Euro JPY, again, it's a little bit of a tricky situation because we can continue to push to the upside, and unlike EU, this hasn't broken bullish structure. So guys, keep that in mind in your notes. This hasn't broken yet. This is our higher low formation. The market is showing first signs of failure to break above, so first signs of a double top. But then again, we don't have it clear. On the hourly time frame, we had that push pullback potentially to create a higher high, but the market actually created a lower high right here. So have a look, guys. The market is starting to step down. And right now we're just staying in that range. So for Euro JPY, I will not rush to trade this during market open, but if we potentially have a strong close below that area and a potential little pullback, then I'm gonna look to take the market into the higher time frame level that I called, which should be this one. This level that hasn't been retested. So yeah, potentially we have a lot of downside on EJ, but first of all, I am looking for a strong break below, retest, and then the continuation. Euro Aussie still super indecisive, this one. There was one beautiful opportunity, guys, and if you go to watch my Tuesday analysis on Telegram, it just developed by that time and I was pretty sad to miss it, but again, opportunities are everywhere. So this one, we have a little bit of a bullish candle this week tapping into the EMA, so keep that in mind because we could have some sort of a rebound. On the daily time frame though, it's important to spot that the market faked below the lows right here, the most recent lows, stop hunt, and right now we strongly impulse to the upside, breaking some structure on the left, which is pretty nice. So we potentially could start expecting some buyers to step into that market. However, there are some significant levels that I will be working with. The first one is this one. This little one that I expected to be tapped during this week. And then the second one is this one that is not that major but still can get tapped. As you can see, the market has been missing it for quite a few attempts, and this is actually around 1.63, which actually got retested to the pip, but I still think that the market has a little bit more of a downside before reversing. And just to let you know, the trade that I wanted to take this week, I believe it was after this bullish engulf, the retest, and if I go to the 15-minute time frame, exactly from right here, I believe this one was it. Let me have a look. Yeah, 8 o'clock. This is the time that I'm doing my analysis. Yes, flat EMA. Then we have that spike into the downside to perfectly tap us into that level. Even from right here, you have the spikes, but then this one, the market exploded to the upside, perfectly fulfilling the take profit. The first one right here, and then it even went for much higher targets, but it is what it is. I missed that trade. So right now, as I told you, like, I'm looking more for buys on Euro Aussie, and as you can see, the last few days were complete madness. We didn't take any trades from right here. So I will be looking for two situations. The market can come into that level, reverse, or the market can come even lower into that level and then reverse. Make sure to pay attention to the lower time frames as well. Have a look at that level. First of all, those lows that are first of all gonna get broken, then the market is gonna come into that level right here and reverse. But if this level doesn't hold, so again, it's pretty important for you to have a strategy around the lower time frames, because you cannot just buy at that level. You have to wait for some sort of like a sign that the market wants to reverse. So if I don't get that sign from here, then I'm gonna wait for this level to get tapped, and then potentially I think this market might go up. So this is Euro Aussie. Keep those levels in your chart, guys, and let's see how Monday will open and then potentially what Tuesday will provide us. Alright, let's have a look at some Aussies, starting from AU. So as you can see, this one, what makes sense to me is the market started very bullishly right here. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of just little body candles, very low volume, but we finally broke above that level right here, which is around 71,500. So it tapped into a major level, and potentially we can even go down to retest 71,500. So this is a big range, but this is the weekly time frame again, so keep that in mind. Because this level hasn't been retested, the market just broke above and it hasn't come back to retest it. Like we had one right here, but this is not pretty major. And actually this price action is pretty straightforward, but as you can see, like we have a push, pullback, fine, push, little pullback, fine, push, little pullback, okay. It's creating higher highs and higher lows, guys. So there is no reason for you to sell that market. Like if you continue selling that market, then yeah, you should really definitely look into market structure. So on the 4-hourly time frame, there was actually only one trade that a member of my community took this week, and it was from right here. Right here, if I jump on the 15-minute time frame, yeah, have a look. This was pretty straightforward, super easy trade. Right here, the entry was taken from right here, from the EMA as well. Stop loss safely below structure. Take profit was at the highs right here for a nice 2.67. Didn't reach above the 62, but the market right now it's impulsing only on the pairs like GU and EU, and this one, knowing that the average daily range is not that much, like you can see, it's not moving too nice. Like I don't want to trade price action like this. Like small candles, push up, strong push down, consolidation, then we push back up. So yeah, but back to the analysis, like this pair is confusing for me. A potential level that I will be looking at will be this one. Actually, I don't want to take a big candle like this, so I'm gonna just take it like that, 73,800 and this sort of level. And again, we have our high. Always mark your low as well. The market is trading within that range. Drop to the hourly time frame. What is the market doing? It's just chopping around, man. Like small, push up, tap into that level, push down. So it's not clear. What I'm looking for, like I really don't know if the market will come that low into those weekly levels that I pointed out. But if we have a very short term break of that structure, close below the EMA as well, we might have a retest and dump into that area. And then if we start consolidating, then we might have a rebound to the upside as well. So AU, not entirely clear price action, guys. Be careful with this one. I'm not trading this one right now because I just don't like the structure. The hourly time frame doesn't make sense to me as well, which is a time frame that I use a lot these days. So be careful and wait for clear structure, and don't sell this market because it's not bearish yet. Similar with AJ, like you can see, bullish week, and right now we have another bullish week. A level to be targeting is potentially this high, but it has quite some space to reach for this one. On the daily time frame, we had this strong push into the highs. The market tapped into a supply and demand area on the daily, which was pretty significant. We rebounded, we pulled back, and then we created a higher high. Then dropping to the 4-hourly time frame. Like again, have a look at this, guys. Like I don't want to trade this. And this was pretty funny. Like we had a super strong breakout, we had a super strong retest, and then we had a super strong reversal from this area. So this is not price action that I would like to trade. And guess what it does later? Like it just chops around. Like it creates a little bit of a downtrend, but it's just choppiness for me, so I really don't like this pair. But this one actually looks more bullish than AU as well. You have your higher low right here. Currently the market might attempt to create a higher high, so make sure to keep in mind that level right here that might get broken, and potentially the market might come as low as these levels right here to retest, and then we can potentially rebound and target the highs. So still there is some bullishness left on AJ, but first of all I will be looking for a deeper pullback. Have a look at the stop hunt right here. Perfectly broke below the lows, and where it came into that indecision candle to catch the liquidity, and then it reversed. So right now we have to look for the market to come back into those areas to gather more liquidity, and then we can start pushing up. So bullish bias on the Aussies. I feel AU might start pushing down, but this one might continue pushing up. So definitely unclear markets to be trading, so be careful. The NZDs are on the list, but they're pairs that I currently don't like at all. But as you can see, super extended market. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 weeks of bullish price action. This one has to pull back, guys. So keep that in mind. 71 was tapped, so this is a pretty major level. If I go on the left, like, yeah, we broke above those highs. We actually even broke above that high right here. So I really think it's time for this one to pull back. And as you can see, we have some signs, but just I want you to pay attention to this price action right here. This thing right here. So this is very slow candles, very low volume candles, big quick, small body candles, but they just keep climbing to the upside. All right, so this is what this is what I'm pissed about that market, because it provides the pips, it provides the range, but it's just not clear price action to me. Although like right now it looks clear. While I'm trading this one, I'm like, nah, this is just consolidation. Then it slowly keeps breaking the highs, consolidates again, slowly keeps breaking the highs, consolidates, but it keeps moving up. But right now, what we can see the last day is that we really faked above. Oops. We really faked above that level right here, tapped 71 and provided with a strong reversal signals. And if we have a look at the most recent minor structure, which is right here, all of that stuff got broken and the market has closed below the EMA and just through the quick retest. But right now, guys, so I wanted to point out actually a big weekly level, which I really don't think it's gonna get tapped, but potentially we can target it, which is this one, 67. So we have, yeah, that is a lot. That is really a lot, but the market can create a beautiful downtrend to the downside, because have a look at this extensive push. So definitely we have a lot of levels to work with along that way, like this support is everywhere. But I am looking for first signs of reversal on this one. If it pulls back around right here to create a lower high formation, then potentially we can start taking it down. And if we have a break of a lower low right now, then definitely this is starting to trade to the downside. So again, both the NZDs, we have that strong bearish candle to the downside. So definitely, guys, pay attention to the NZDs, but don't rush to sell just now because it might not be ready. And if you have a look at NZD JPY as well, what makes sense to me is those big highs that got taken out. 74 was tapped to the pip, and right now we have a nice rejection candle from the upside. Keep in mind that when you have big wicks like this, when the next weekly candle opens, it might fill the wick like at least like 30 to 50% and even more, and then it might start pumping down. Okay, so keep that in mind. First target will be this wick right here because it hasn't been retested. Then dropping to the daily time frame, it definitely makes sense. The broken structure, which hasn't been retested, so this is a pretty nice target. And then dropping to the 4-hourly time frame, this is definitely changing right now. But have a look, guys. Have a look again. I want to point that out for you. This structure is not nice, but still we have a push pullback, higher low. Then starts to consolidate, then we break above, pullback, higher low. Have a look at the EMA, have a look how the EMA is following the price. Then we had that strong push, pullback, still a higher low, but then we have a pullback, failure to break, so this is crucial, failure to break above, and then we break structure. So right now, everything is to the downside, and if I delete everything, where is your structure? Lower high. Where is the most recently broken structure? Here it is. Right now, sell bias market, waiting for a lower high formation, probably around these areas, and then we can definitely start selling the market into those levels. Like I think, yeah, it should be around those levels right here. That could have been a potential target. So let's see, guys. The NZDs definitely look like reversal markets, but first of all, looking for a clear lower high formation, clear signs for the rules of my strategy to get ticked, and then potentially we can start taking some shorts on the NZDs. Let's have a look at some USD starting from UJ. So as you can see, we have an indecision candle for this week. So this one was pretty tough to be traded this week because you have a look right now, we are stuck in this overall consolidation. The market is tapping into major supply and demand areas, but is struggling to push higher. And why is that? Can you guess? This is because the DXY keeps flushing to the downside, and this makes it super hard for the USD JPY because it's a USD pair, but it has the JPY, and the JPY is a very strong currency, as you know, safe haven. And right now the correlation on this one does not make too much sense. As long as the DXY keeps flushing down, this will find it hard to push up as well. But as you can see, the level that I called from the previous week was this one, this indecision candle. On Monday, it came super close to that level and rebounded very strongly. But then, actually, it failed to close above that area, created a double top and sold off. And where it went into that area and actually created a little bit of a fake to the downside. And if you have a look on the hourly time frame as well, strong move into the downside. Everyone is looking to sell at that area, but the market just tapped into a strong supply and demand area right here, created a push, created a pullback. So you should actually be taking longs from right here. And then the market started to create some bullish structure. I haven't taken any trades on UJ this week because it just like it was too choppy, too tricky to trade. There were some opportunities along the way, some longs around right here, but it was nothing clear and I didn't focus on this pair at all. And as you can see, then on Friday it was just chop chop. NFP came out, then we exploded to the upside, and right now it's totally unclear what is gonna happen on this pair. Why? Because if you have a look at your range right here from the high to the low, you grab your FIP like this from the low to the high, we're just sitting in the 50% range. So this is the lowest probability point to be taking trades. So you either want to be taking it from the downside or from the upside. So right now, guys, on UJ, don't want to disappoint you, but I don't have a bias on this one. I am supporting the upside, but as long as the DXY keeps flushing down, then this one will not push. And potentially, like if this one is gonna tap for, if this is going to go to the highest levels, we can expect a little bit of a pullback right here for a higher low, and then we can potentially start pushing up. So if this happens, then yes, we can definitely look for some longs, but right now the Friday's price action is totally ridiculous right here. So I'm gonna be waiting for Monday to show me some sort of price action, to show me some sort of signs, like where does it want to go, where is it pulling back to. If it starts exploding to the upside, then potentially it's gonna sell off later in the week. So definitely UJ is stuck in that consolidation, so be careful with it. USD CAD, to be honest, I didn't expect that much of a sell-off, but as you can see, again, 3 extremely bearish weeks, especially the last one was just mad. So where is this market going into, guys? Well, probably to tap some sort of supply and demand areas right here on the left, but it broke like the major lows right here. Have a look at this like triple bottom, which is not that clear, but it got broken. This level got broken, and even this week got broken, and it just continues to flush to the downside. The only level that is left is this big wick right here, which is where the huge move started, and the market is just tapping into it. So definitely this one has to pull back again on the daily time frame. But as you can see, actually we had a push, we had a pullback right here, consolidation, again push, consolidation right here, and then this week, actually from Tuesday, this just started to drop to the downside, providing some little pullbacks along the way, but I didn't catch any trade on this one, and I wasn't very focused on USD CAD. But again, guys, have a look. I really don't like trading price action like this. Where is that? Okay, brush. Really don't like trading price action like this. Like, it really looks choppy to me. So if I delete everything like this, like I don't want to trade price action like that, for example, because it doesn't look clear to me. Like, it taps into support on the left, strong bullishness, then keeps going down, and right now we still have the market staying at support. So should I go long? And if I am looking at that market, I will probably wait for a break, retest, and a continuation, but then the market keeps falling down and I keep missing the trade. So it was pretty unlucky. No, it's not unlucky, it's just because I did not have an opportunity for my strategy, which is perfectly fine. And as you can see, we created actually a lower high right here into the EMA, strong sell-off, one candle, strong sell-off. So actually on UCAD, it was pretty hard to catch a short. So I really hope some of you guys, with some of the strategies that you use, you managed to capitalize on this one. But right now, what can I say? I cannot say anything. The pressure is perfectly to the downside. I would expect some sort of a rebound from this area, like at least like to this sort of areas right here. Then I will be looking for some sort of a consolidation. So this is a pretty nice level to be looking at for a pullback. And if it creates a lower high, then we might have another sell-off, but this is way too low and we might be about to create a bigger pullback. December is coming to an end, so the market will start consolidating after this week, after the week ahead. Yeah, USD CAD, unfortunately, I'm just waiting for a pullback. Potentially a clear pullback, and if I can sell from right here, that's fine, but we're sitting at a super low levels and the market might start to create some uptrend sooner or later. USD Swiss franc, again, massive sell-off on this one. As you can see, 3 consecutive weeks, starting with a little bit of a slowdown, then starting to pick up momentum, and then exploding in the next week. So just zooming out a little bit, you can see this huge move, like this was huge, but right here there is a level that like where the move started, which is this last candle right here, and I really think the market might reach for that level, because we have what is it, let me just drop this, we have like 80 pips to that level, and I really think we could come and tap that level. As you can see from a daily time frame, first of all, we might create a little bit of a pullback. Like, we have a potential retest level, which is this one, and we have a potential this level right here, which I might drop a little line like this. So this is 9200, this is 89800, so like the range is 40 pips, so it's not that much. But as you can see, what this one did this week, it opened, it created a nice pullback to the upside, kind of showing us that okay, I want to go up, but this was actually creating the high of the week and stopping out the people that had their stop losses above this area and above this area, which didn't actually break. And then we just sold off. We created just a little bit of a pullback right here, and then another sell off to the downside as well. So again, this level kind of aligns with this one. So the market can actually pull back around these areas right here, this overall supply and demand area. So on using Swiss franc, I will be looking for the market to slowly make its way to the upside around that area, and then strongly react and to potentially target this this level, which could be achieved at the end of the week, and then potentially the market might start consolidate into Christmas, and then potentially the new year might start to pump to the upside. So yeah, I'm definitely short bias on using Swiss franc. You can catch some shorter term longs because this market is currently accumulating. We had that fake out, and all the market needs right now is a strong break above, potential retest, and then you can definitely catch some longs along the way. But when the market taps into that area, keep in mind that area, when it taps right here, then we can definitely expect some sort of a downside, so keep that in mind. So overall, short term, looking for longs, but when the market gets into that area, try to close your positions and go on the short side. Alright, it's time for the GBPs, starting with GU as always. The first thing that I want to point out is this high. This was my higher time frame target for quite some weeks, and as you can see, the market slowly came, and on Friday we tapped that level and we created a very nice reaction. So probably right now the GU is ready for some sort of a rebound because it's been trading for quite some time, although not in a perfectly clear price action. But this pair is just mad for the lower time frames, especially trading it with manipulation, so it was pretty nice. And as you can see, Friday tap into that area and a quick withdrawal from it. On the 4-hourly time frame, pretty tricky, super consolidative. The previous week we took quite a bit of trades right here. Then this week started with a strong move into the highs to stop us out. There was a short trade right here, but I actually took a long trade from the downside because I was expecting that level to get hit, and I'm pretty sad that I actually did not hold this trade, but I'm gonna show you. And then actually there was a trade that I took on Friday as well on this fake out to the downside. Why? Because it was targeting this little area right here, which you will better see on the hourly. Strong move into the highs, take out that level, and finally we are ready to withdraw. So the trade that I took was on the first, let me just drop to the hourly time frame. It was from, yeah, exactly from right here. So if I delete everything, then dropping to the 50-minute time frame, you can see that Monday started with a huge move into the highs, and there was actually a beautiful short opportunity right here. But when the market came all the way down, it came out to take out those lows right here, as you can see, and then it started to consolidate, which was my like what I wanted to see. And there were actually two entries, but I took a very sniper one on the 5-minute. But I want to show them both of them. So as you can see, again, EMA perfectly trading to the downside. We have a break in the retest into broken structure. So my trade was, yeah, this was very nice. I actually shared this one on Instagram. I usually don't share entries, but this one I should have shared because it was just a pretty nice sniper. I'm not sure where I placed my stop loss. Probably it was around that wick below right here. And then unfortunately, I just righted it into the highs right here. I think I took actually a 1 to 6, so probably my stop loss was a little bit lower, but it was a massive trade to the upside. And as you can see, I could have nailed a 1 to 10, but come on, bro, like I'm still working on this one. And then again, the next one was actually in the break and the retest, which was more of a 15-minute conservative setup when actually the market emerged above the EMA and tapped it out from the other side. So this was my beautiful trade for this week. I'm pretty satisfied with it. Then what do we have? Is Friday, the market consolidating right here, spiking into the lows. Where does it spike? Into these bearish candles right here. So potentially you can take a trade from right here, drop to the 5-minute and find your entry, because there was an entry, but it was actually on the lower time frame, and I really don't want to go into that stuff right now. So there was only long opportunities on GU, and this market behaved pretty nicely, although we are in an overall consolidation. So right now, after tapping this hard time frame target, I will start expecting the market to reverse. Right now we have this like overall higher low that it hasn't been broken yet. So what I'm looking for GU is for some sort of introduction to the downside, some sort of a pullback, and then we can start going to the downside. And there are a lot of levels to be targeting. Like first of all, this low, Then second of all, we have all of those lows along the way that will be potential stop loss levels for people that are long. And like we have an overall trend line, so be careful when the market taps around those trend line levels, because there will be people that will be buying this market. But me personally, after this top hunt, after this level of 35 around 500 getting fulfilled, I am looking for shorts. So any break, any retest will be a short opportunity for me. But then again, this one might continue even trading to the upside, but I think it's time for it to reverse. Then having a look at GJ, I was not monitoring this one because with the current JPY situation, all the JPYs are not pretty nice right now. But as you can see, we're having an overall bullish week. Then on the daily time frame, what is this market doing? Higher low formation right here, break, retest into this wick. Push to the upside, a little bit of a double top, but then the market still fails to break below. EMA tap, beautiful, no need to short. Then we have this major high that actually got broken, and the market keeps spiking. So we have a spike on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, spikes above that level. And this tells us something, that the market is just failing to break above. But are we ready to sell? No, we're not. Why? Because the market is perfectly trading to the upside. So this is our major higher low. As for a high, like yes, this was the new high that was created this week, and we rebounded from it pretty strongly. So if GU is actually ready to reverse, then this one will reverse as well. Have a look at this trade right here that faked to the downside, then a strong explosion, and then it actually came back to retest that area. And if you drop to the 15-minute time frame, this is why I didn't trade this pair, because like in terms of manipulation and in terms of price action, it was clear, but then the entry criteria was rather choppy and I just didn't want to get in. So on GJ, guys, this pair is perfectly trading to the upside. So what I'm looking for this pair is for the market, for example, to push lower, to pull back, and to start failing to break structure. So I want to see a failure to break above this area, potential lower high creation. Then if we have a new lower low, so a break of a higher low formation, then definitely this one can be a short trade. So looking to take this one to the downside, but it's not ready. So make sure to wait for Monday, Tuesday to develop for some break of structure, and then potentially we can start striking it to the downside. GA, not a pair that I currently love. Have a look at the weekly candle. Nothing pretty much happened this week. Daily time frame, we are stuck in that consolidation, so you can actually mark your consolidation on the daily, because those are some major levels. And like this consolidation is like, yeah, you can even get that level because it stems from like for quite a few levels right here for quite some time. Oh man, why did my level disappear? Okay, it doesn't matter. Probably it's something with my settings. But as you can see, we have this low that just got spiked by a little. By a little, strong reversal, come back down again, tries to create some bullish structure. But GA for me this week hasn't been clear. I was expecting this level to get tapped, which it did, and we had a strong reaction from it. But right now, guys, unfortunately, I don't have a bias for GA. And if you have a look, like it's overall consolidating, just jumping from supply and demand. We have this low, we have this high that got fulfilled. Right now, the market is pushing to the downside. If we drop to the hourly level, we have some broken structure again. Right here, let me just drop it carefully like this. Yes, we broke to the downside. We actually broke below this structure as well. So any pullback could be a short. But again, guys, for me, when the 4-hourly time frame is not clear, I don't focus too much on the pair. So GA, I am just waiting for some sort of a catalyst to push this market either up and down, and then we can potentially start looking for trades. So be careful with trading within that range. Euro GBP, although I don't like this pair, I took a trade on this one, but it was a break even. So have a look at this little candle. This actually got tapped, but I believe I rushed a little bit on this one. Yeah, I took my long from right here. So I went with a very sniper long as well right here. It was taken on the 5-minute, exactly from right here. So yeah, I took it from right here. Stop loss was below. Oops. Yeah, I won't go with all the analysis because we're gonna lose too much time. And I had a trade like this, and I was expecting the market to go up. It tapped, it broke the structure, pulled back, then broke again. And when I saw it started to consolidate, and when I saw it started to push down, I actually went even on the lower time frames, and I saw that the market was failing to break above this level, and I went break even and then got stopped out at break even. And then actually the market went into that major area, and my team and me were having the webinar, and I was telling them, okay, have a look how it's gonna react. And just 1 hour later, the market already reacted from that area. As you can see, we were doing it by that time. quick reaction, and then the market just started to chop again, providing us with no clear structure. This is why I don't like Euro GBP. Personally, I don't like trading it. I don't know why, but again, on this market, like it pushed lower, it pulled back. Actually, it broke minor structure. If I am to be honest, this was more looking like shorts. We pulled back into that area. Right now, it looks like a lower low and a little bit of a pullback. As for higher time frame levels, I really don't know, because everything looks achieved so far, and all of that consolidation right here makes it pretty difficult to call higher time frame levels. So on this one, I'm just focused on the most recent structure with this low being created and this high being tested. I just want to see where this market wants to go. So currently the structure is really not clear. So let's wait for something to happen, guys, on Euro GBP, and then potentially stay tuned for Tuesday analysis, because currently nothing makes sense for me. Right now, it kind of looks bearish, but it kind of looks bullish as well, as you can see. But we have a break and a retest of the structure and a lower low, and this can potentially be a lower high as well. But with all of those wicks during NFP, it's just not a high probability pair to trade. So just step aside. So that's the GBPs, and let's wrap up the videos with some commodities and indices. Let's have a look at gold, which had a bullish week, which was not pretty nice for me, because I was actually looking to buy some stocks if the market went a little bit lower, but it started to rebound and I kind of missed my opportunity. But again, it's not too late. So what I can see right now in this market is that we strongly broke out right here. We tapped into some sort of a level and the market had to rebound because we had this strong move to the downside. Right now, the level that I'm monitoring for a potential tap is this one around 80.60. So if this level gets tapped and if we have a reaction, then possibly the market might create another move to the downside. And this will actually be dependent on the DXY, because if the DXY finds a low right now, then gold should start pushing down as well. We have this overall consolidation right here. NFP wasn't that much of a case. Like, have a look, we have this overall consolidation. The market spiked right here, bearish engulfing candle. Now right now it looks like a pullback in order to go down. But again, guys, don't be very careful with gold right now, because like, have a look, the EMA is perfectly bullish. We can still rebound to the upside to tap that level, and then we might have a reversal. So I'm more focused on this one over the long term, on the daily time frame. So if the market, like right now, we are retesting this sort of region, and we actually perfectly retested it, but I'm looking for a change of direction on the full hourly first in order to go short, or for that daily level to get tapped first before going short. So again, keep in mind 70.50 is what I want to get tapped, and if it gets tapped, then I'm gonna potentially go long on the asset itself. So this is gold. Currently this looks like a lower high on the daily. The full hourly time frame is perfectly bullish, so perfectly wait for a new downtrend introduction and then start selling this market, but don't rush to do it just on market open. And finally, having a look at some indices, I will be dropping some fundamental knowledge as well on my newsletter, so make sure to subscribe. The link will be down in the description. So another bullish week right here with a nice wick to the downside. There were a few fake outs at the beginning of the week, especially I think it was Monday. Yeah, nice spike into the downside, which fulfilled this bearish candle, which is a very strong supply and demand area on the daily. And actually have a look at the EMA. It was exactly lying right here, tap, and then we reverse. So this was your perfect long opportunity. Why my levels keep disappearing? I don't know. So right now, from a full hourly perspective, like, this market was stuck in an overall range, and as I told you, we had that spike which actually tapped a daily and a full hourly level, and then the market just consolidate, then break above, retest right here. So there was a potential long opportunity right here, and right now we're slowly making our way to the upside. The current major level is the high. Actually it's an all-time high right now on US30. The market actually tapped it on Friday and tried to reverse a little bit. So right now, any pullback on US30 can be a long opportunity, so make sure to work with your hourly time frame as well. And I found that this pair works very nicely with breakout trading as well, but it manipulates a lot. And so if you see potentially broken lows and a very quick reaction, then you can just jump on the train. So US30 looking for a pullback and potential continuations above that area, but this area was already tapped, so we might have a little bit of a rebound on the daily, which, like, we have right here 4 days of bullishness, so maybe we're gonna have a little bit of a rebound to the downside. And NASDAQ more or less the same, a little bit choppy right here, just moving in right here, throwing a little bit of manipulation along the way right here as well, breaking all the lows and then reversing. So this was pretty nice to see. And then it just pushed, pull back, higher low formation, spike below, push, pullback, spike below, push. So we can definitely expect some spikes. This one really manipulates a lot. But in terms of a weekly time frame, breaking above the weekly highs, creating all-time highs again. The daily time frame looks super extended, so possibly we can see a little bit of a rebound in terms of price action, but this is more related to fundamentals. This is why I'm not trading this, I'm just looking at it. But as you can see, the overall price action right now, it's definitely not tradable, this one. So I'm looking definitely for a higher time frame reaction, and to potentially see this market withdraw a little bit to the downside, and then starting to look for longs again. So right now, guys, like there is really no structure to break down. Like, yes, we have this major higher low, so any break below this one can be shorts. The EMA is pointing to the upside, everything is bullish, so be careful and make sure to utilize the lower time frames, which are not clear right now. So this immediately reduces your probability of success. Then S&P 500, nice spike into the downside as well, and a quick reversal pullback, beautiful long opportunity right here into the EMA. And then we have taps along the way, pullback, another tap, and it ended up extremely bullish. So right now, actually, there is a very quick level to get tapped right here. If you drop to the hourly time frame, the market strongly imposed without creating a pullback. So if the market comes around that area right here around 36.80, then we can definitely see a little bit of a rebound in terms of supply and demand. But overall, super bullish price action. We can definitely expect some sort of a rebound on the daily, although this is trading like in a more clear manner. You see push, pullback, push, little pullback, fake, starting to push up, creating those all-time highs. But again, anything can happen that can strike the stock market. So again, be very vigilant and be very strict with your risk management. So overall upside on the indices, and this is how we're going to wrap up the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. You got something valuable. As always, make sure to leave a comment below because I really appreciate seeing your comments. Make sure to like the video as well to support the channel. Subscribe as always. Make sure to subscribe for the newsletter as well. And yep, thank you for staying up until now. Really appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis on Telegram, and I wish you a pretty nice weekend in a crushing trading week.